Are we going to have the commentaries to do
Just like a fool, you made me feel. This was for me.
I now call this meeting of the Kansas State University Student Governing Association to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
Where did it go? Okay. I want to begin our Student Senate meeting taking place on Thursday, April 24th, 2025 with a land acknowledgement. We recognize that Kansas State University, as the first land-grant institution, stands on the ancestral lands of the Kaw people. Our state of Kansas is home to 4 federally recognized Native nations, the Iowa, Kickapoo, Prairie Band Potawatomi, and Sac and Fox. We must remember that the land serving as the foundation for this institution was, and still is, stolen land acquired by white settlers. We pledge our commitment to creating decolonized spaces at the university while advocating for the support and future success of Indigenous faculty, staff, and students at Kansas State. Okay, Speaker Pro Tem Lee will now take it away with first roll call.
Appreciate it. Alvarez.
Here.
Barnes.
Here.
Benson.
Here.
Black. Biswell.
Here.
Brown. Carey. Chifchi. Klein.
Here.
Koch.
Here.
Dunn. Erickson.
Here.
Freeman.
Here.
George. Oh. Glasscock.
Here.
Hogg.
Here.
Halstead.
Here.
Heller.
Here.
Holmes.
Here.
Holzmeister.
Here.
Kramer. Karuna Rothna. Kurz.
Here.
Jacobson.
Here.
Jonak. Hassan Shakib.
Here.
Landwehr.
Here.
Lilly.
Here.
Mickey.
Here.
Mitchell.
Here.
Maltz.
Here.
Wolingunju.
Here.
O'Malley.
Yep.
Otto.
Here.
Pena.
Here.
Perry.
Here.
Phillips.
Here.
Potter.
Here.
Prey.
Here.
Rafferty. Richenberg.
Here.
Rogers.
Here.
Rudd.
Here.
Scarborough.
Here.
Shirky.
Here.
Shasavari.
Here.
Springer. Strunk. Sushanik.
Here.
Trump.
Here.
Zacco.
Here.
Perfect. And for proxies, Scarborough for Palenco Castro, Chifchi for Senator Heseltine, Senator Malley for Senator Hernandez, and Chair Sushanik for Senator Hoffman.
Okay, thanks, Andrew. We'll now move into our first open period. Are there any first open period speakers? Okay, seeing none, we'll move into approval of minutes. The minutes were distributed on Tuesday along with the agenda and legislation tracking information. Is there a motion to approve the minutes? Senator Mitchell.
I move to approve minutes.
Second.
Okay. All right. It's been moved and seconded, so now the minutes are approved. Okay, we'll move into announcements now. Okay. The speaker office hours will be held on Tuesday and Thursday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. And speaker pro tem office hours will be held Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. for the duration of the semester. Proxies, if you're going to be absent from a student senate meeting, please fill out the link even if you aren't sure your absence will be excused. If you will be physically absent from student senate but would still like to attend via Zoom, please fill out the student senator Zoom request form. I will review the request based on student senate attendance policy, and there's a link to submit the request. If you want to give props to someone in student senate, fill out the student senate shout out form, and Speaker Pro Tem Lee will read them at the end of our meeting. And then finally, the SGA member of the week is Benji Carton. In response to a last-minute tabling request, Benji went above and beyond to encourage student participation during the Students for Environmental Action Earth Day event. Many of the students who visited the table expressed interest in future SGA involvement, as well as shared responses about how SGA could address sustainability initiatives. Thanks to Benji for his dedication and passion for sustainability. And so quickly, I just want to go over the upcoming events calendar. So this has a list of all of the committees. You will get your committee assignments today during College Caucus time. One small note, if you're on tech, the Tuition Enhancements Committee, they meet at Tuesday on 5. I did not include that on the calendar, but that will be in there next week. And then furthermore, on Thursday, we have our SGA photo shoot. And so the schedule was sent out about that. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And then for the quote, when it's all over, it's not who you were, it's whether you made a difference, from U.S. Senator Bob Dole. Okay, so we will now move into commendations for the evening. First up, we have Resolution 9. Is there a motion to consider 2526-9? Senator Pena.
I move to consider resolution 2526-9.
Second.
Okay, will the author please come forward?
Awesome. Well, excited to present this commendation for, this is going to be my, I think, second year now, but this is going to be their fourth year. Resolution 252609, commendations to the Classy Cats, authors Andrew Lee, sponsors Max Black, Samantha Barnes. Whereas the Kansas State University Student Governing Association, KSUSGA, strives to recognize and commend the exemplary work of fellow university students. Whereas the Classy Cats are Kansas State University's prestigious collegiate dance team. Whereas the Classy Cats practice for 4 days a week, 3 hours a day at the Chester E. Peters Recreational Complex. Whereas the Classy Cats travel to Orlando, Florida to compete in the College Classic 2024 National Championship. Whereas the Classy Cats competed against spirit dance teams representing every NCAA collegiate classification in several categories. Whereas the Classy Cats were named the Palm Battle champions. Whereas the Classy Cats made history by winning the D1A Jazz National Championship for the first time. Whereas the Classy Cats won the D1A Spirit Showdown Game Day National Championship for the first time. And whereas the Classy Cats won the D1A Palm National Championship on April 13th, 2025. Whereas the Classy Cats have won 4 years consecutively, and whereas KSU SGA should acknowledge and celebrate the Classy Cats' remarkable achievements and continuous success in collegiate dance, along with representing Kansas State University at a national level. Be it resolved that Section 1, the Kansas State University Student Governing Association, KSU SGA, commends the Classy Cats for their exceptional performance and national title win. In Section 2, upon passage by the Student Senate and signature of the Student Body President, a copy of this resolution shall be sent to the Classy Cat team captain, Lilia Flakus, Classy Cat coach Sarah Heptig, Director of Bands, Dr. Frank Trace, Associate Director of Bands, Dr. Alex Wimmer, Assistant Director of Bands, Dr. Zach Deiniger, Athletic Director Gene Taylor, Vice President for Academic Success and Student Affairs and Dean of Students, Dr. Thomas Lane, Provost and Executive Vice President, Dr. Jesse Perez-Mendez, and Kansas State University President, Dr. Richard H. Linton. I do have a correction. It's 2025, not 2024, on line 15.
Okay, are there any questions for the author? Okay. Seeing none, thanks, Andrew. Do you want to get a picture?
Oh, yeah. Wait, did we pass it?
Huh?
Is it passed?
Oh, sorry. Is there a motion to approve Resolution 2526-9? Senator Black.
I move to approve resolution 9.
Second.
Okay.
Unanimously?
Unanimously.
Yay! So, yeah, if the Classy Cats can come up to the front, they're in the back there. Welcome our guests to Senate. And then the sponsors of the bill, you guys all should make your way up too. And then Brandon will take a picture for us.
I get one. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, up next we have Resolution 2526-10. Is there a motion to consider Resolution 10? Senator Glasscock.
I move to consider resolution.
Second.
Okay, will the author please come forward?
I have an amended version. Is that the, yeah. Okay, cool. Hey.
That's this podium is interesting. Okay. All right.
Anna, question. The number on the 10. Great. Resolution 242510, commendation to the Midwest Princess Drag Show. Authors Jacob Hoffman and Alondra Alvarez. Sponsors Vivian Griffith and Ben Richenberg. Whereas KSU SGA aims to recognize the educational and community building events that enrich our university. Whereas this year marks the 21st annual drag show at KSU. Whereas the Union Programming Council and Sexuality and Gender Alliance brought 7 drag queens from surrounding communities to put together an outstanding 3-hour performance on Friday, April 12th. Whereas the show featured art from performers with various identities, fostering a welcoming environment for many historically underrepresented communities. Whereas those in attendance were treated to comedic and emotional performances by drag queens, as well as interviews and political commentary. Whereas the Midwest Princess Drag Show focused on the appreciation of LGBTQ+ art and the development of a greater understanding of issues suffered by individuals with LGBTQ+ identities. And whereas KSU SGA should acknowledge and celebrate the continued success of events that serve the purpose of promoting community engagement and education on experiences faced by underrepresented populations. Be it resolved that Section 1, KSU SGA commends the Midwest Princess Drag Show for providing an educational event for students and the Manhattan community, a space to showcase art created by those in underrepresented communities, and an opportunity for others to appreciate the expression of individuality. Section 2, upon passage of the Student Senate and signature of the student body president, a copy of this resolution shall be sent to President of UPC, Delaney Michael, President of Sexuality and Gender Alliance, Jamie Pemberton, Monica Mori, Lil Kim Chi, and Vice President for Student Life, Dr. Thomas Lane, and KSU President, Dr. Richard H. Linton.
Are there any questions for the author? Senator Shirkey. Chair.
It looks like the draft, like there's a discrepancy between the bill on the agenda and the bill up there. It looks like there was a draft change. Were there any like substantive changes between the two versions?
So I essentially kind of reworded a lot of the whereas clauses. I think section 1 and 2 are correct, other than the inclusion of maybe like 2 lines on section 1. I just thought that we needed to change some of the phrasing, and a lot of the words that were used were not appropriate to ones that I wanted displayed on the commendation. And so we altered some of those and then corrected any grammatical errors.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah. Are there further questions? Okay, seeing none, is there a motion to approve Resolution 10 unanimously? Oh, I'm sorry.
Can we fix Thomas Lane's title?
Yeah.
Okay. Senator Holzmeister.
I object to approving unanimously.
You can't object, the motion hasn't been made.
I motion to suspend the rules.
That's not how it is. You can wait for me to move to approve it.
Okay, Senator Glasscock, do you just want to make the motion?
I move to approve resolution.
Second.
I object.
Okay, so we will now move into a hand vote. Hand vote on whether to approve Resolution 10. All in favor, please raise your placards. Proxies raised 2. All opposed, same sign. Okay, motion passes. Resolution 10 will be approved. Okay, so we will now move into. All right, we will now move into approval of appointments. Is there a motion to consider Resolution 252611? Senator Otto.
I move to consider Resolution 11.
Second.
Okay, will the author please come forward?
Resolution 252611, approval of the appointment of the Deputy Attorney General. Authors Katie Albertson, sponsors Andrew Navarro, Evelyn Edinger, and Joseph Lilly. Whereas it is necessary to approve the Deputy Attorney General for the 2025-2026 academic school year. Whereas the position was sufficiently advertised. Whereas applications were made available to all students who showed interest in Kansas State University Student Governing Association. Whereas there were 7 applicants for the position of Deputy Attorney General, whereas the following individual has been selected by the incoming Attorney General to serve on the basis of their leadership ability, experience, dedication to serving the Kansas State University student body throughout the next term, and whereas the appointment is subject to approval by the Student Senate, be it resolved that the following individual be approved to serve as Deputy Attorney General for the 2025-2026 Kansas State University Student Governing Association term, Josh Maupin.
Okay, are there any questions? I don't know if we asked questions or not. Josh, if you want to come up now.
No, we have to.
Sorry. Okay, Senator Otto.
I move to approve resolution 11 unanimously.
Second.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. If you want to raise your right hand and respond with, is it I will? Okay, respond with I will. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of, wait, I messed that up, sorry. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of Deputy Attorney General and will, to the best of my abilities, preserve and protect and defend the Constitution of the Kansas State University Student Governing Association. Okay, awesome. If you want to introduce yourself and like your hometown major, and then you have to say your favorite smell as well.
Hi guys, my name is Josh Maupin. I'm from Kansas City, Kansas. I'm current junior studying biology, and my favorite smell is Christmas trees.
Okay, President Kappelman, if you want to come up and quickly swear in your member.
So just raise your hand and I'll say I will after I. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of Technology Director and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Kansas State University Student Governing Association. Awesome. So if you want to just introduce yourself, your name, major, hometown, and favorite smell.
I'm Demi. I'm a computer science major. I'm from Overland Park, and my favorite smell is probably brown butter.
Okay, we'll now move into committee reports. Are there any committee chairs that would like to give a report tonight? Chair Lilly.
Can you pull up? That's fine. So we made the teams. It's pretty self-explanatory. Your committee chairs can explain how it's used to you, but basically it just makes it really easy to move legislation through our process. The biggest change is that legislation will no longer be submitted on Org Central. There is a folder titled Submission of Legislation, and anyone with a KSU email can submit legislation. So you should all be able to do that whether you're in the teams or not. I will be adding all of you tonight after you get your committee assignments, because the way it's set up, you're assigned to a committee in the teams, so I didn't want to spoil it. But that'll be done tonight, and you guys will all have access to your stuff.
Are there any questions? Senator Mitchell.
A clarification for new senators. Does legislation entail commendations, bills, and all that?
Yeah, anything that's a resolution or a bill. So any commendations, appointments, I don't think anyone should be writing appointments, but if you happen to write an appointment, yeah, all of it.
Are there any further questions? Okay. And then do you want to explain to everybody how they'll get like to everything?
Oh, I'm just gonna add you. You'll get an email. I'll do all the work.
Okay.
It's really self-explanatory.
Thank you, Chair Lilly.
Yes. Round of applause. Okay. Are there any other committee chairs who would like to give a report tonight? Okay, seeing none, we'll move into directors' reports. Are there any directors that would like to give a report tonight? Wonderful. Okay, we'll now move into college caucus time. Speaker Pro Tem Lee will quickly explain what we'll be doing in caucus time.
Oh, yeah. So the Business Caucus and the College of Health and Human Sciences need to elect their caucus leaders. So I don't know how much time we're going to give them, but it shouldn't be too long.
Let's do.
Did I not say business?
You said Health and Human Sciences.
And business. I did. And both y'all. Both y'all. So other caucuses that aren't electing, just kind of touch base, I guess, hang out, socialize. Evelyn will give, our speaker editor will give you the time and we'll get back here.
Okay,
Also-
yes.
Oh,
Go ahead,
sorry.
Anna.
Also, if you guys didn't notice, there was music playing when you guys walked in. Whenever you guys are in your caucuses, I would like you guys to come up with like 5 to 10 songs that I can add to it. That way everyone is represented. So do that.
Quickly, before everybody is dismissed, caucus leaders, if you will come down here when you're, well, I guess for business and HHS, when you're elected, we will give you cards for committee assignments for the people in your caucus. So come down to the front real quick and we can hand those out. Okay, please be back in here at 7:40.
Long run. Yeah. I got some like bar.
I don't think we have anything to talk about.
Okay.
I don't think any of us are on committees just for grad students.
So do we need to fill up the form so we put you on some?
Okay.
If you did.
I didn't know.
Okay, I think you might.
I filled out the form.
I think you did. I got to Evelyn.
I think I filled out the form because I don't want to. Yeah, you don't have to. Keep it on. I filled out. Yeah, we're not. I don't. Yeah. Which one you put? I honestly don't remember. Brian tried to get me on one last time.
Big change. Who did? That was that.
My first 3 nights of guns in it. I like it.
I think you have a good shot.
I just want to leave.
Where did I
Oh, it's okay. I just have, I think, like we're meeting next week and like after. Oh, that's perfect. I think I get something from you. It's 4 o'clock. I have a laptop there. But nobody ever contacted me to kick me off, which it was always in the last time. So I was just like, I wonder how this works. Like, I know Hayes has like X, Y, Z, and then there was just like, yeah, and then also not. normally ever I was 7, like her guy was on his building, one vote out.
What is the win? I think that I don't know if it's that much.
But I do like being involved. When I'm in one vote. I just like it. And I know that they're making Like, I don't think it's like one thing to go outside. Right, exactly.
I go on and on as a bylaw and go out of the general time. However, I'm curious, how's that contract?
I presented a total water standard.
Hi, if everyone could have a seat, that would be wonderful. What? Yeah.
All right, folks. Yay, welcome back to caucus time. We had such a blast. I'm going to go ahead and announce the next caucus leaders for these two respective colleges. For the College of Business, it's going to be, she's not even here. It's going to be Senator Katie Zacko. Yay! And then for the College of Health and Human Sciences, it's going to be Senator Courtney Klein. Yay! Information, caucus leaders will be meeting Friday, May 2nd at 3 p.m. in the SPI conference room. You guys all should have gotten an email from me, but for the new caucus leaders, you guys will get another email from me sometime this week.
Fantastic. And then if anybody has issues with their committee assignment, you can either contact the chair, or if you need further help, Andrew and I 100% can help you get that figured out. So with that, we will now move into final action. Is there a motion to consider Bill 2526-1? Senator Mitchell.
I move to consider Bill 2526-1.
Second. It doesn't need to be considered.
Oh,
Yes.
Will the author please come forward? Or a author. Fantastic. Were there any changes made in committee? Okay.
Hi, everyone. I'm the PR director for Cabinet, and I'm really excited about this bill. I think it's going to be really important because the agency would be of great benefit to SGA when it comes to reaching more people, as well as just achieving our overall initiatives of increasing engagement and transparency within the student body, which has been a huge goal of mine the last year in my position, and I just want to continue doing that, and I think this only can benefit those initiatives. Furthermore, it just provides more opportunities for people to get involved within SGA if any of you are interested in that. And comms positions are just very demanding in general. There are always tasks that need to be done, and we directly communicate with what everyone in SGA is working on, so et cetera. We also have to stay super knowledgeable and on top of all of these things. And so, like I said, more people, more creative brains, more assets and skills, which is only going to benefit these initiatives, like I said before, and just increase the overall awareness of SGA as a whole. So, yeah.
Okay, seeing as that was debate in the positive, is there any debate in the negative? Is there any further debate in the positive? Okay, seeing none, we will now move into a roll call vote. Speaker Pro Tem Lee will take it away.
Perfect. All right. And so this is our first roll call vote, so you can either vote yes, no, or abstain, or you can pass. We can come back to you. Alvarez.
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes.
Benson. All right, we're voting now. Sorry. What was your vote? What was your vote?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Sure. Black.
Yes.
Biswell.
Yes.
Carrie. Chipchi.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Koch.
Yes.
Dominguez.
Yes.
By proxy. Yes, by proxy. Perfect. Dunn.
Yes.
Erickson.
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
Heller.
Yes.
Hernandez.
So last time I said yes, scratch that. Proxy for that one.
Yeah, sounds good. Heseltine.
Yes, by proxy.
Hillman. Oh, he's not even here. Oh, I need to update this. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, I can't hear George.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Hoffman.
Yes, by proxy.
Perfect. Kramer.
Yes.
Krunaratna. Kurz. Jacobson.
Yes.
Landwehr.
Yes.
Lewis. Mitchell.
Yes.
Moltz.
Yes.
Olingunju.
Yes.
O'Malley.
Yes.
Otto.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Palenko Castro.
Yes, by proxy.
Prey.
Yes.
Richenberg.
Yes.
Rudd.
Yes.
Scarborough.
Yes.
Shorkey.
Yes.
Shasavari.
Yes.
Springer. Strom. Strunk. Sushanik.
Yes.
Trump.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Yes. Perfect. Zacco.
Yes.
Perfect. Has every senator had the opportunity to vote?
Sorry, my name was not called.
We have Carissa and
Perfect. Okay, George?
Yes.
Perfect.
Andrew, my name also wasn't called.
Oh, sorry about that. Jonak?
And my name is.
Jonak is a yes.
Yeah. Who else in the room hasn't gotten a vote? Everyone here. Okay. Oh my god. I'm so sorry, guys. I was using the old. Okay. I'm gonna run down the list again. I'm so sorry. We're just gonna go down. We're just gonna restart this. Okay, I'll speed run this. Alvarez.
Yeah.
Barnes.
Yes.
Benson.
Yes.
Black.
Yes.
Biswell.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Carey. Chifchi.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Koch.
Yes.
Dunn. Erickson.
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
Glasscock.
Yes.
Hogg.
Yes.
Halstead.
Yes.
Heller.
Yes.
Hernandez.
Yes, by proxy.
Heseltine.
Yes, by proxy.
Hillman. No, sorry, this. Holmes.
Yes.
Holzmeister.
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes, by proxy.
Kramer.
Yes.
Karina Rothna.
Kia.
Hassan Shakib.
Yes.
Landwehr.
Yes.
Lilly.
Yes.
Mickey.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Maltz.
Yes.
Olengunju.
Yes.
O'Malley.
Yes.
Otto.
Yes.
Pena.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Palenco Castro.
Yes, by proxy.
Potter.
Yes.
Gray. Richenberg.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Rudd.
Yes.
Scarborough.
Yes.
Turkey.
Yes.
Okay. Shasavari.
Yes.
Spinger. Strom. Strunk. Sushanik.
Yes.
Trump.
Yeah.
Zacco.
Yes.
Perfect.
You missed George and Jenna.
I already got them. Don't worry. George is yes.
My name is not called again. What's causing the omission?
Yeah. Senator George, are you? Yeah. What's your vote?
Yes.
Perfect. Senator Jonak.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Jacobs.
You called it the first time and somebody else voted for me, and then you didn't call it the second.
Yeah, it's not on this one. Okay, hold on 1 second. Oh,
You're
interesting.
like, yes.
Yes. Okay.
I mean, that's fine, but I was just like.
Has everyone else had the opportunity to vote? Okay. Just copy it here. Okay. Doing the math right. Motion passes 49 to 0 to 0.
Okay, fantastic. All right, next up is Resolution 2526-8, which was referred neutrally from the Senate Executive Committee as amended, 7 to 0 to 0. Will the author please come forward for? Were there any changes made in committee?
Yes, and I am not the author, nor am I a sponsor on this bill. We had Senate Exec, we decided to rewrite whereas clauses, I think, at lines 19 and 22. We just felt that the wording could be a little bit more constructive and objective. And I don't believe there were any further changes made.
You have first rights to debate.
Generally, the idea behind this bill is that student voices should be valued and heard and respected on campus, and the students feel that K-State Today was far more efficient and effective when we could more clearly understand what was going on, and we also received significantly more information in a format that was much easier to understand with the previous version of K-State Today than we do with the current version that they started sending out as of March 24th. So we're just hoping that by sending this bill, even though we've already been in contact with them and they have said that they will make changes going forward, sending this bill makes it a little bit more official, holds them a little bit more accountable, and makes the student position just a little bit more substantial. Notes from the author, Jacob, is that the current version of K-State Today focuses a lot more on the past. It's retroactively informing students on what did occur, whereas prior versions of K-State Today were much more about informing students of what was going to be happening at the university, and was a great way for student organizations to advertise their events. It was a good way for students to find scholarships and get involved on campus, whereas
Guys,
now it
let's
reads
try
a little
to
bit
limit
more.
crosstalk, please. Thank you.
Whereas now it serves a little bit more as a newspaper, which is something we already have from the Collegian, and K-State Today is a little bit more useful when it's informing people of upcoming events rather than updating them on past events.
Okay, seeing as that was debate in the positive, is there any debate in the negative? Senator O'Malley.
This is a fun one. I'm not going to die on this hill, so vote however you want. But just some perspective. Patrick Burr is in charge of DCM, so he's in charge of all the communication for K-State. The reason the K-State Today changed is because students went to him and said, "Hey, Patrick, can we change the K-State Today to make it more visually appealing?" It also used to come out 5 days a week. Now it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I believe. That's again because students went to him and asked it to be changed. So I'm just trying to put myself in Patrick's shoes, and if students came to me and said, "Please change it in these ways," and then you do it, and then SGA passes a resolution saying, "This sucks, please change it." If I were him, I'd be like, "What the heck is going on? I'm a little confused." So I think it's great that we're talking to them about it. I think that has a proven track record of working, seeing as that's why it changed in the first place. I think it's a little silly after we asked them to change it for us now to pass something saying we hate it. Let's just go talk to them. That's my opinion on most resolutions. But again, vote however you want. It's been fun. Okay, that's all.
Seeing as that was debate in the negative, is there any further debate in the positive? Is there any further debate in the negative? Chair Lilly.
This resolution was written before the author contacted the K-State Today at all. I feel like the first step should probably be trying to fix it without sending a resolution through Senate. So if they don't change anything by fall, then maybe we consider doing this. But they're already changing it again. So I think that this is a little, I think it's jumping the gun a lot, actually.
Is there any further debate in the positive? Chair Black?
I move to table until resolution 25-26-8 until we come back in August.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to table resolution 25-26-8 until August. Okay, your first rights to debate.
Hello, guys. I am a regular reader of the K-State Today. I know, one of the few, but the new version sucks, and I will give it that. It is awful. The old version looked like it was from 1980, so I do agree with former speakers' opinions that that students were right to come up and say we should change it. But right now it has like images and things like that. I just opened it up and none of them were loaded, things like that. And I think that tabling this bill is the right move because we need to produce a better resolution than this because we don't want to just revert it back to the old format. That was terrible. But this resolution doesn't really say anything constructive at all. And also these problems might correct itself as they have already started to devote them to fixing it, but I think we should table it instead of just voting against it because that way if nothing gets fixed, it'll come back around in the fall and we can rethink about it then. So, yeah.
Okay, and just to clarify, we are now having debate on whether or not to table this resolution until August. So with that being said, is there any debate in the negative? Is there any further debate in the positive? Is there any further debate at all? Okay, so we will now move into a hand vote on whether to table this resolution until August. All in favor, please raise your placards. Proxies raised too. All opposed, same sign. Okay, motion passes. We will table that resolution until August. Okay, so. Okay, we will now move into introduction of legislation. The first bill up is 2526-7. Is there a motion to consider Bill 2526-7? Senator Otto.
I move to consider Bill 7.
Second.
Senator Chifchi?
I move to summarize. Is that too early?
Yes. Okay, will the author please come forward?
I object.
I second.
There's been objection.
Please don't object.
Okay, so Senator Chifchi?
I move the author to allow to summarize Bill 7.
To summarize Bill 7?
Okay.
Okay. Are there any objections? Okay, the author can summarize.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. So, kind of the whole reason why we are doing this, and this is Bill 7, the bylaws, correct? Is that we kind of have 4 things that we're doing here, okay? One thing is we're just changing names. So, I think if you go to, there's so many pages. Office of Institutional Equity does not exist anymore. It's the Office of Civil Rights in Title IX. That's pretty not contentious. Just kind of updating that. The second thing that we're doing is that we are putting different definitions in. So one definition that we're putting in is a hold, an administrative hold. So this is something that the Office of Student Support and Accountability kind of already have the function to do. Now, the reason why we want to put it in here is so then it's a little bit more comprehensive in terms of the policies that they do and the policies that are in our bylaws. So the whole idea behind a hold is that, let's say if a student comes up and they do something kind of wacky, and they have to see our branch, right? The reason why we want to have the ability to put in a hold is that if we give them a sanction that they aren't doing, if we're giving them a sanction that they just completely ignore, kind of just disregard, then we need to have some sort of enforcement mechanism that they're doing it, right? The whole point of these sanctions is so then they kind of have a learning opportunity or to kind of give them a little bit of a, pardon my French, a kick in the butt of, to tell them, let's do better. So that is the purpose of that. And then the third thing that we do is our student code of conduct revision. It took so long. And so we got together like a huge group of people, and we decided that because this year ends in 5, we are legislated to do a code of conduct revision. And so if you look at, I don't even know what page it is, but if you look at the code of conduct, line 7 was changed to including the unwanted distribution of personal information. So that kind of we wanted to include doxing, since in 2020, I guess that wasn't really considered as a huge thing that students could do. We think that if you dox someone on campus, that should be against the rules. I don't think that's too contentious. The next thing that we do is line 14, which is tampering with, misusing, or disabling university installed safety equipment. This is not like a thing that happened when we're like, oh, someone pulled the fire alarm, let's throw the book at them. It was more so that there are other code of conducts that were a little bit more comprehensive in talking about that. So we felt that that was pretty important to include. And then I believe that's it. The only other thing that came out of this as well was the definition of a controlled substance. So we had that, I think, in line, whatever line it is. And it was talking about if you have a controlled substance, but what does a controlled substance kind of mean, right? Technically, right, if you look at it broadly, if you look at how other institutions use it, they use it to encompass tobacco products, to Zins, that sort of stuff. We were like, well, that seems like a little rough, considering that a controlled substance could also be meth and that sort of stuff. And so the reason why we have this in schedules 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 kind of encompass all of the controlled substances that are illegal. Again, not super contentious unless you are for drug reform, but in regards to our student code of conduct, that is what we did. And then the fourth thing...
Hey guys, let's try to limit crosstalk.
We're all good. The fourth thing that we do is we want to update our branch. And so this is kind of being consistent with the Constitution that you'll see in just a second. But we are reducing our total membership from 14 general members to 12 and combining the 2 tribunals SRB membership together. If you guys have questions on that, I can imagine you might. Please ask me, but I'm good.
Okay, are there any questions or corrections for the author? Okay. Seeing none. Thank you, Andrew.
Cool.
So next up we have, sorry, let me double check. Next up we have Bill 2526A, amendments to the SGA Constitution. Will the author Oh, is there a motion to consider? Senator Glasscock.
Second.
Fantastic. Will the author please come forward? Are you the author? Sorry. You can stay. Go ahead. Senator Chifchi.
I move to allow the author to summarize Bill 8.
Second.
Okay, the author can summarize.
Awesome, this will be so much quicker. Okay, so this is what I wanted to talk about our actual restructuring. So right now, the way that our branch works, and I totally understand if you don't understand how our branch works since we're kind of in the shadows, it used to be Student Tribunal, Student Review Board. Student Review Board deals with code of conduct issues, deals with kids who are MIP and all that good stuff. And Student Tribunal deals with like governing docs, with like this, interpretations, appeals. If you want to impeach any of these individuals, we have to deal with that. And so what we're trying to do is say, hey, Student Tribunal didn't really get a lot of action last year. In fact, they got 0 cases last year. And we felt that those people are like super cool. They deserve to have a chance to kind of work in our branch and get that experience. And so we decided that in order to kind of be kinder to them, to promote a more positive culture within our branch, that we should have 12 members that are able to kind of go in between, right? The main issue that you could kind of think of is, well, what if something happens, but then an appeal is brought? You don't want the same justices on the appeal as on the original decision. The idea that 12 people, usually we have 4 general members within, so we'll have 8 people to pick from if an appeal is filed. I'll say that that doesn't happen very frequently, but it does happen. And so I believe that's all we do. Hell yeah, heck yeah.
Are there any questions or corrections for the author? Senator Glasscock.
So you mentioned that if an appeal were to go through, you would have a pool of people to choose from that would be different. Is there any other, like, statutorily requiring that?
That's a great question. So I think that if you look at our bylaws, which is a huge thing here, I think there is stipulations that individuals that serve within a case at first can't serve on the appeals. And the whole reason why that clause was there was because if it actually was a parking citation thing. It was kind of interesting. But that, like, if a parking citation person were to have an appeal that they're like, they have this decision, but then it appeals even further, they wouldn't be involved in that decision making, right? But this actually broadly applies to this as well, which is a nice little bow on it.
Further questions?
Oh, further questions for the author? Okay. Seeing none, you can have a seat. Thank you.
Thank you all for your time.
All right, is there a motion to consider Bill 2526-9? Senator or Chair Shirkey?
I move to consider Bill 9.
Second.
Okay, will the author please come forward? Senator O'Malley.
Madam Speaker, I move to allow the author to summarize.
Second.
Okay, the author can summarize.
So authors Brady Keppelman, Zoe Prudence, Delaney Hunley, sponsors Ibrahim Chifchi, Lucy Knopic, Jack O'Malley, Bentley Talbert, Maria Velasco, and Lauren Walter. Whereas, oh, don't have to read that? Oh, okay, going through. Okay, got it. Okay, so changing the DEIB name to Community Engagement Committee for the International Affairs Director, for the Multicultural Affairs Director, also changing that DEIB to Community Engagement Committee. And they will also co-chair for the Intercultural Leadership Council with the student body president and attend the Multicultural Student Organization and Leadership Council. And the government relations director is no longer the legislative director, who shall represent the interests and concerns of KSU SGA. So the former SAPA director who represented sexual assault as just one position will be in all of those jobs or things that were associated with the SAPA director will now just be moved under to the Health and Wellbeing Director, who represents KSU, SGA interests and concerns on matters pertaining to health and wellness, and will work with campus officials, local businesses, and community partners to accomplish a safer campus and community environment. They'll chair the Student Health and Advisory Committee, spread awareness on any issues related to health, wellness, and sexual assault prevention, make progress on initiatives related to sexual assault prevention and awareness, shall be responsible for implementing and maintaining the Safe Bar program through the training of Safe Bar facilitators, shall be appointed by the student body president to serve on the President's Commission of the Status of Women, which, among other duties, works to prevent sexual violence and harassment on campus, shall be work to spread awareness about sexual violence and harassment on campus and inform students, faculty, and staff of prevention tactics. And the Student Body President's Advisory Board shall now consist of President of Student Alumni Board or their designee, President of the Union Program Council or their designee, and such other appointed officers as determined by the Student Body President. And this legislation shall take effect upon passage by the Student Senate and the signature of the Student Body President.
Okay, quickly, I did have one correction. Let's just remove the extra letters at the end of my name. Are there any further corrections or questions for the author? Chair Shirky.
I don't have any questions. I love the bill. I just have more grammatical stuff. On line 105, after the word council, there should be a comma to align with the other stuff. And then on line 47 and 48, I don't know how to fix it, but it's grammatically incorrect. So 47, is it maybe attend council meetings or attend general meetings or serve on the council?
That's grammatically correct.
Oh, okay. Line 48, remove a period. That's all.
Okay. Are there any further questions or corrections for the author? Okay. Seeing none, you can have a seat. Thank you. All right, so with that concludes introduction of legislation. We will now move into second open period. Are there any second open period speakers? Okay, seeing none, what? Oh, Chair Sushanik.
Awaiting an email to Anna for the QR code.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to speak on it, or do you want me to go up there and speak on it? You want to speak?
Oh, I think it's kind of.
All right. Yeah, there's two things to explain.
Screen share caused the Zoom members canceled. You could just send it in the comments.
Please join this group chat, social group chat. That way we're not clogging up an important group chat with yipping and yapping. Everyone should join. It's a good way to discuss and debate bills. There will be a second QR code, which is for a different thing. You do not have to scan that group chat, but about once or twice a semester, Senate gets together and has some fun after Senate. So this is a group chat for that. Social events, May 1st, probably, May 2nd. When's the next Senate?
Next Senate is May 1st.
Okay,
so
yeah.
Last Senate. Officially.
Last Senate, maybe some celebration afterwards. Join that group chat, or don't. No pressure.
Reiterate which this one is, Anna. The first one is.
Yeah, the first one is our main Senate one, so everyone should join this one for sure. You should join both. That's all. I'm joining both, but the second one was optional.
Side to side, maybe. Oh. Do you want to go back to that? Wait, can you put them both up at once?
Okay. Has everyone had a chance to join the GroupMes?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to send a link in both, and then you guys can join at will.
All right. Fantastic. Are there any other second open period speakers? Representative Watson?
For those of y'all who don't know me, I'm the Salina campus representative. So I'm coming here on behalf of the Salina campus to bring up some things that are going on. So on Tuesday, we were approached on our general meetings. We were approached by our Executive Director of Administration and Finance, Dr. Michael James, about our yearly tuition increase. We've come to expect every year about 2 to 4% on average, but this year we were presented with a total of 24% over the next 3 years, so 8% yearly increase. So the reason that we're presented this, or at least our interpretation of it, is to purely match Manhattan's tuition and for uniformity. That is our current understanding of it. We have a meeting set up tomorrow to get more information about it. We have a committee formed about that on our campus, but just wanting to give you a little bit more information on it. So currently at our campus, we have one of the most expensive degree programs, that being the piloting program. We're already paying $50,000+ a year on top of the general tuition for pilots. So having this dramatic tuition increase will affect students heavily for very obvious and transparent reasons. So I'm wanting to bring this forward to y'all just so y'all are informed on what's going on our campus and to start setting up what we can do to act against it, because this is something that we do not stand for and we don't believe is appropriate. So with that, I thank you for hearing me. I'm going to keep it brief tonight until I get all more information about it. And yeah.
Are there any questions for the speaker? Or Chair Shirky?
So, I got 2 questions on the
Phil,
first
hold
one.
on. Hey guys, let's try to limit crosstalk again. Thank you.
The first one is not related to the matter at hand, but is related to the interest of the Salina campus. As an example, I saw in, I think it was K-State Today a few days ago, one of your members, I think Sawyer, had this like wonderful like 3D printing class for like the local community. Can you tell us more about what the Salina campus does to support community work in your area?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a lot of initiatives currently going on. As you saw, there's that 3D printing thing that Sawyer started working on. It is an incredible program that's open to a lot of people. Yearly, we have STEM nights, so it's going out to high schools, elementaries, and whatnot in the area to encourage STEM. We have our clubs participate in that. We have drones, things like that. We have our simulations for, once again, drones and piloting. It's a way to just get the community engaged. We also go out and do something called Candy Canes and Airplanes yearly. During Christmas time, during the holiday times, we throw a huge community event that all of Salina and beyond are invited to. It's where all of our clubs and representatives from our campus get together and just try and have a great time for all people in the area.
Madam Speaker, permission for a follow-up. On the tuition matter that you brought to us before, can you give us, you gave some general numbers of tuition increases per year. Can you tell us more about the context of Salina's own student involvement in tuition costs and funding, right? Your own like governmental structure and the types of programs that you want to support financially and the kind of programs that you don't think are supported in this.
Absolutely. So right now, most of our tuition is based from Manhattan. We're effectively told, hey, this is what's happening. And we get to have our say on it, but most of the time it's just passed through with no regard. That's effectively what we're being presented now is going to be the case, but this is pretty much the one time that we're fighting against it, because the 2 to 4% increase on average, we believe that's reasonable. We're trying to keep up with things. We're trying to make it work, and we've always deemed that to be appropriate, but this we don't deem appropriate. For things that we're trying to fund, we have Cat's Corner, which is effectively Cat's Cupboard for our campus. Right now it is in a very crippled state. We don't have the funding for it. We haven't been able to get the funding for it. SGA, we get $30,000 a year. That's it. So we are very limited on our allocations. We're trying to form new clubs and teams on campus, including a drone racing team. And we're working on a student union right now. But it's not going to be called student union for legal reasons. But that's something that we're currently working on. That's going to be a substantial project that we're trying to encourage funding for, but also just for getting things more modernized on our campus and whatnot. That's been a struggle for us lately. So yeah, hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Representative Watson.
Chair Alvarez.
So for context, I actually went to high school with Sawyer. I've known him since like 7th grade. Fun dude. Does he know that he was like on K-State Today for Manhattan's campus too? Also, if you see him and you know him, please tell him I said hi. I love the dude.
I have a class with him. I'll do that for you.
Oh, actually?
Really?
That's awesome.
Absolutely. I don't know if he knows that he's on that, but he's an incredible guy. He's done a lot for our campus, and I'm so very proud of him.
Chair Black.
Yeah. Hold on. Time for questions has expired.
Don't worry about it.
I'm sure.
Senator Mitchell.
I move to extend the speaker's time for questioning by 2 minutes.
Second.
Okay.
You better worry about that.
Speaker's time has been extended. Chair Black.
You talked about the increase. Has there been any plans of that increase? Since you did mention a lot of projects and initiatives that you would like to see happen, but no money. And I think the tuition's in a way to get money, but maybe not the best way. So with this increase, is there plans to actually enact those things or what?
As far as I'm aware currently, the tuition is not under our control. That's going to be going university side or back to Manhattan. We don't really know. So tomorrow, whenever we have that meeting with the executive director, we're hoping to get more answers on where that's going to go, what's going to happen with that money.
Senator Mitchell.
I know you mentioned you didn't have a lot of info on this topic yet, so it's totally fine if you aren't able to answer these questions well. But would this be an increase for just the students in the pilot program or the campus as a whole? I know as an engineering student, we have slightly higher fees and tuitions than the rest of campus because our degree program requires more resources. So is it that all students, no matter their program, would be subsidizing the piloting program? And then is this tuition increase, is it just to compensate for funding you already don't have, or is it in response to a lack of funding that got taken away?
So thank you for the question. Right now, I'm going to do inverse order. So for that increase, right now the only knowledge that we have on why that increase is happening is just to match Manhattan's tuition. And for all the programs, it is getting increased across the board. For different programs, they have their own fees. For example, piloting, they have their own flight cost, which is $350 plus an hour. So it racks up very fast. Engineering has their own lab fees and whatnot. Same with the maintenance programs. So it's a very explosive increase, I would say.
Chair Shirky.
Have you talked with Doug Zare and other people in things like your composites program to tell them how much we love them? In engineering in K-State, a lot of our academic competition teams use your equipment and your services, and our members are very grateful for that technical support.
I will definitely bring that forward to them. They're incredible people, and I have nothing but good things to say about them. So I'll make sure that they know how much appreciation they have.
Any further questions? Okay, seeing none. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Don't forget your placard.
Oh, might need that.
Are there any further second up and period speakers? Parliamentarian Koch.
You guys know what? My brain isn't working anymore. We're gonna go with this. So this year, or next Saturday, not this upcoming Saturday, but the next one after, St. Isidore's is hosting a Saturday of service, and we are really trying to invite anyone who might be interested in spending a few hours doing service on a Saturday morning. So you guys would get to St. Isidore's around 9. There is typically breakfast, and then you would go out and work for a few hours, come back and have lunch, and then have a good rest of your Saturday. I'll scroll down so you guys can scan the QR code if you want. You don't have to be Catholic, religious, or anything. You can just show up if you want to serve people. I will say it is so much fun, and it is a great way to spend your Saturday morning. So do you guys have any questions?
Oh yes, Senator Phillips.
What service activities will you guys be doing? Do you know?
There's normally a variety. I know they've gone to Salvation Army, they've done some nursing homes, they've gone to Habitat for Humanity Restore. They just do things like around the local Manhattan area if you guys are interested.
Okay, further questions? Seeing none. Thank you, Anna. All right, and with that, we will now move into Senate shoutouts. Speaker Pro Tem Lee will take it away.
Thank you so much. I'm seeing oh, it's flying through the roof. I'm waiting for some responses to come in, I assume. This is like your last chance, so you have like 10 seconds. Because once you submit another one, then it like screws up my list. So, I'm calling it. Okay. Shout out to drug reform. Shout out to Anna for packing her going out clothes so you can go straight to the frats. I think Anna hosts. Shout out to meth and that sort of stuff. Shout out to crosstalk. Shout out to please limit crosstalk again. Shout out to how does one get into CEC. Shout out to Andrew's kick in the butt judicial legislation. Go judicial. Shout out to the business caucus. Shout out to our short. Shout out to the business caucus for not paying attention.
We're multitaskers.
Yes. Shout out to our short king pro tem. Thank you so much. Shout out to allowing the author to summarize. How do I summarize? Shout out to having 4 redheads in the room now. Womp womp. I'm just reading what the people are putting in here. Shout out to Brady lunging in the aisle. Did you? Oh, okay. Shout out to Sam's FaceTime. Or Sam's feet. I can't know. I don't know which one this is. Oh, Sam's feature. Sam's feature. You know how you get moms to raise money? Put box tops on White Claws. Us moms have $1 million. Shout out to STEM nights. Shout out to Fun Times After Senate. Shout out to the girl who said, and then someone else voted for me. Shout out to the Senate op. Shout out to Jacob avoiding debating on his own bills. Shout out to crosstalk tonight. Shout out to controlled substances. Shout out to clapping in Senate because Chair Lilly loves clapping in Senate so much. Let's all give him a massive round of applause. Shout out to all of Jacob's bills needing to be burned at the stake, then rewritten. Shout out to former cabinet members finding their Senate C legs. And a black Santa napkin. Oh. Shout out to the hottest chair in the room. Shout out to Anna sniping down all cross chatter. Shout out to Anna. Shout out to Yapping. Shout out to Andrew Lee for the feet emoji. Shout out to the people stuck on ops. We know you wanted SSF, but someone has to lose. Shout out to Matt, Daddy. I'm hearing what the people say. Shout out to Derek for looking like a soccer dad ready for barbecue season. It's that time of the year. Shout out to Anna for scrolling back and forth on judicial bills to find what Andrew's talking about. Shout out to Haley Biswell for sitting by me. Shout out to the new SGA Teams page. Shout out to Summarizing Bills. Katie smells nice today. Shout out to Jacob, new president of Econ Club. Shout out, yes, Jacob, yes, congrats. Shout out to Yipping and Yapping. Shout out to committee assignments. Sorry to you poor souls on ops. Shout out to After Senate Fun, Yipping and Yapping in teams. Shout out to the fire emoji. Shout out to the president of the Econ Club in the house. Shout out to the people in ops, poor souls. We know you want to CEC. Shout out to Steven for traveling to MHK to give us an update from Salina. Yes! Shout out to what you doing, guys. Shout out to Chair Lilly. I'm sorry that you got stuck on ops again. Shout out to delaying the August and making them change it until after school's back in session. Shout out to Mason Springer for wanting to add another 10K to the drag show. Shout out to our Salina rep showing up. Shout out to meeting ending before 9 p.m. Shout out to Club Tub. Shout out to Senate Operations, more like Senate Oops Committee. Dexter and the Moon Rocks. Oh, no, you're not.
Okay. Good Lord. All right, so we'll now move into reference of legislation. Bill 25, 26, 7, 8, and 9 will all be referred to the Senate Operations Committee. We will now move into second roll call. Speaker Pro Tem Lee, all right, take it away. What? Go ahead.
Do you have something? No? Okay. Last chance. Okay, Alvarez.
Here.
Barnes. Here. Benson. Here. Black. Here. Biswell.
Here.
Brown. Here. Carey. Chipchey. Here. Klein.
Here.
Koch.
Here.
Dunn.
Here.
Higher. Erickson.
Here.
Freeman.
Here.
George.
Yeah.
Thanks. Glasscock.
Here.
Hogg.
Here.
Halstead.
Here.
Heller.
Here.
Second. Holzmeister.
Here.
Hoffman.
Here.
Karunaratna.
Here.
Kurz. Here. Jacobson.
Here.
Joe Knack.
Here.
Hassan Shakib.
Here.
Landwehr.
Here.
Lilly.
Here.
Mickey.
Here.
Mitchell.
Here.
Maltz.
Here.
Ulingunju.
Here.
O'Malley.
Here.
Otto.
Here.
Pena.
Here.
Perry.
Here.
Phillips.
Here.
Polanco Castro. No, sorry. Potter.
Here.
Prey.
Here.
Rafferty. Sorry. My bad, G. Richenberg.
Here.
Rogers.
Here.
Rudd.
Here.
Scarborough.
Here.
Turkey.
Here.
Shasavari.
Here.
Springer. Strunk. Sushanik.
Here.
Trump. Zacko.
Here.
Okay, is there a motion for adjournment? Chair Holmes. Oh.
You don't exist? I put you as you're here.
Was your
But
name?
you're here.
Oh. Okay, is there a motion for adjournment? Senator Glasscock. Okay, second it. Okay, do I hear? Meeting adjourned, guys.